Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, your sister friend. And you know, I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess centered lifestyle. How are you today? I want to talk to you about the Leo full moon, and that's coming on January the 25th. And it will be, in Leo. Just want to talk about that with you all a little bit in this video, give you a little bit to think about with how to work with this full moon. You can see scrolling across the bottom of the screen, just want to share this with you first, that the Aquarius new moon, it says live stream, but it's a retreat, is February the 8th at 7 p.m. I will put a link in the description box. And I would love to have you join me in that new moon. We always take time to do some type of healing or empowerment work. And yeah, it's always a really good time. It's taking time out for yourself to acknowledge the new moon, to make some plans around the new moon, but also to get that self care that we need month by month. So join me and let's talk a little bit about this Leo full moon though that's happening again on the 25th of January. If we have any new sisters who are here, welcome. So glad to have you. I am a spiritual guide. I am a coach. And one of the ways that I help empower women is through astrology. So, welcome. And if you all would just go on ahead and like the video, or at some point, like the video, because sometimes maybe you need to watch it to figure out, do you want to like it? But I always appreciate the likes as it helps to support the channel and the work that we do here, the message that we share. So let's just talk about this moon and what it means. So this is a full moon. The full moon to me is a beautiful moon. It's very energizing. So use this moon to really imbue yourself with the energy of Leo. I think it's a good time to really get yourself charged up uh, in all things Leo. And we'll talk about what that means. And the full moon is also I know what this is. Okay. The full moon is also a moon that I love to use to receive some type of wisdom, some type of insight, to get some type of revelation. So you can always simply just open yourself up to see, what is this moon revealing to you, showing you. I've pulled the Queen of Sheba card several times from my African Goddess Rising deck, and she's about secrets will be revealed, and so maybe some of us will see some secrets revealed during this Leo full moon. And it's also about culminations and endings. So you want to take this time to, like, maybe there's something you're trying to get done. And I know it's just a few days, but you could use these last few days to get as far as you can to finish whatever that is, or to finish the phase that you're on. And you could also see something culminate. A full moon is definitely where you can see something manifest. So I hope that that is something that you all will see. Okay, so again, the full moon is on the 25th, and Eastern time. It's in the middle of the day, 12:54 p.m. Eastern time. So, it doesn't really matter when you do your full moon rituals, but if you want to do it before the full moon, you want to do it on the 24th. But of course, you could always do full moon rituals on the 25th. So, what does the full moon, or what does Leo mean? So, Leo has to do with creativity and inspiration, standing out in your gifts. And so, all of these could be topics that are coming up for you. And I think the standing out part is really is major at this time, because we have so much energy in Aquarius, which is about the collective and everybody having the same thing. No one really stands out, or anything you do is for the collective. It's about the group. Versus Leo, that Leo's number is 1. Leo is you. Leo is, what makes you who you are. It's about what makes you uniquely who you are, which is kind of crazy, because Aquarius, which is involved in this moon, is about being weird and different and unapologetic. It's a little bit of a rebel type of energy. So I think that it could be a moon where we are feeling like we want to stand out, or we'll be feeling like, mm, that is more important than anything at this point. Standing out. I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm sorry about that. But it is definitely a moon that has to do with creativity and your unique gifts, your talents. So maybe something is going to come forward and you'll be kind of pushed to share. Or maybe people are like, I didn't know you did that. Maybe the light will get shown on something that you do that other people didn't know about. But I do think it's important to use the full moon in Leo to take that time to actually see what are your gifts and talents, what are your plans for them. And, sometimes you want to just do things just for pure fun. And then sometimes you do want to do things to help the collective. It's going to be a lot of that happening to a certain degree with all of this Aquarius energy. But I think it's important that we always take time to take stock of, what makes us uniquely special, because that's where our wealth will come from. That's where our health will come from, our happiness and our joy. So that's important. It's about our innate intelligence. And I think that that is something that will come to the forefront. We're told not to brag, but sometimes you just gotta brag. It's important, another I may not have all the words here, but another word I would put on here would be proud. What are you proud of? It might be your family, it might be some work that you've done, something you've accomplished. Use this full moon to really be proud of yourself, okay? Be proud of who you are, and what, just be proud of your whole self. You could also use this moon for healing, because it does have to do with children. So it could have to do with your inner child, or maybe you need to tap the inner child within more to have fun. And the moon will tell you that. Or it might be something coming to light around children. So for me, I'm actually gonna go visit my son. So it'll literally be me visiting my son for the first time at his home. Okay. So Leo is also romance. And so, oh, proud is on here about romance. And so maybe this full moon will bring out more romance, or, all the romance that you wanted, or you'll feel romantic. Maybe you hadn't felt that way, or maybe you'll feel you'll wanna start dating. It doesn't matter if you're married or not. It's like, okay, if you're married or in a significant relationship with somebody, y'all wanna go on a date. Or if you are single and you haven't been dating, you may wanna date. It teach you something about dating, give you some wisdom regarding dating. Um, it is about ego and courage, and it's kind of like, do you have a healthy ego? So one thing I think we want to think about with this moon is the fact that Pluto is a part of this moon, and Pluto is about transformation. So maybe we're going to get a transformation of the ego that will help us to bring about healthy ego development, because a lot of us have not had that. And so we need to have healthy ego development. But part of that comes through getting rid of the parts of our, mm, I want to say ego, but what is our ego? It's a construct. Okay. It's something that got created through conditionings. And so we have to figure out what part of the conditionings do we want to keep, and what part do we want to release and let go of? Why are you acting the way that you're acting? Is it really you? Or is it that you had to adjust and adapt, or you're acting this way because somebody did something, and now you have trauma stored in your body, and it has you act in a certain way. And so this moon can help us to begin to kind of see how can we transform our ego, so that, we step more into healthy ego development. We deconstruct what doesn't work for us, and we reconstruct a persona, or just a way of operating in the world that does work for us. So, let me bring this over here. It is, leadership, the energy of leaders and, being courageous. So this moon can help us to see maybe where we have been courageous, where we're not being courageous enough. We need to bring more courage there. Same with leadership. How are we doing leading our lives? How are we doing as a leader within the community? And it can help us to, tap into more of that masculine energy that is like, I'm going to take up space. I see Leo as a sign of taking up space. So, how can you take up space more? And maybe there's some transformation that needs to happen. I'm going to tell y'all a few other things, but I don't perceive this moon to be actually super fun. It's a little bit of a rough moon because we have that Pluto as a part of the moon. Pluto is like death, destruction, transformation. It's the Phoenix rising type of energy. So it's kind of like maybe this moon might cause a crash and burn for some of us. I'm just being 100 with y'all. But the crash and burn is actually going to help us to be better. Okay. So it could be a crash and burn in a particular area of your life or around a particular Leo quality that we want to cultivate. Leo does have to do with hobbies. And so I think that this is a moon where we can see some inroads regarding our hobbies. Either we need to have hobbies, or if we've been involved in a hobby, like maybe something really good will come out of it. And it'll be something that you can celebrate. Use this moon definitely to celebrate any wins that you've had over the last year. Write them down, turn on music, dance. When I say celebrate, I honestly mean that because let me tell you, Leo is about the party, baby. Leo is like go big or go home. So definitely during this moon, you want to take time to celebrate your accomplishments. Something else about this moon is that it has the energy of Libra in it. It's using an astrological technique, but it has the energy of Libra in it. And so Libra it is really about other people. So there is something in this moon that's going to have you thinking about you versus other people. It could be just another person. Potentially it could be society because the sun is in Aquarius. So it could be you're feeling like you have to really pick and choose between you and society, okay? So and it may not feel fun. It might be something that you really and truly this moon is going to help you to maybe bring more balance, maybe to transform this relationship. I think that, because Aquarius is the societal um, sign, Pluto is a planet that has more to do with society and generations than it does with individuals. I honestly believe this is a moon that will be thinking, wait a minute, why is society expecting this of me? I need to decide, is that, am I going to go with what society wants from me or am I going to go with what I want from me? So I think a lot of us may be rejecting some of what we've been told by society is, this is what you should do. Now, Aquarius is really very humanitarian. Um, and it is about, what's for the greater good. But maybe it's kind of like you're making a decision about how you're going to make that contribution to the greater good. So yeah, I think it's something that we really need to consider as we move along. Mm, Also, I think that this moon, it has to do something, it's something new beginning with this moon. I just really believe, even though it's a full moon, it's still helping us to see something about a new beginnings. I'm going to say it that way. And so look to see, is there some wisdom that's coming to you? Because another thing is Jupiter is interacting with the moon during this full moon, and it's in a rough way. It's kind of like there's some wisdom that you were given and you didn't follow it, and you may see that wisdom come up. And it's something that you've been working on that maybe Jupiter is going to be pushing you to get completed. You'll either get it done by the new moon, the full moon in Leo, or you'll feel like, um, okay. I got to get serious. I got to get this done. And it's something that needs to be completed because there is a lot of energy of we need to complete something at the beginning of this year. So this full moon may kind of bring some revelations around that. I do think it also could bring something around money, resources, that kind of thing that, maybe the resources will show up or you'll see the path to getting them. You'll see what's missing that you need. So it could be something around that. But there is this energy of open yourself to receive a blessing, even if it feels a little bit challenging. Uh, let's see here. And so, some of the things that we want to think about is even though we want to be who we are and what we, it's like, I want to just be me. I want to be authentic. This moon is like, well, how can you use science? How can you be more like use your gifts, your talents, share your message in a more progressive way? Or can you share it? Can you broadcast it? Yeah, you may say that you have this beautiful gift and talent, but are you actually getting it out into the world? And so you can look at that, or maybe you can start seeing this is how I'm going to use all of this technological age to share my gifts, my talents. Leo's about having fun. So I really do think that it's important for us to ponder during this moon. Are we having enough fun? Are we engaged in our hobbies? So that's something else I want y'all to think about. I also think because of Pluto and Saturn, we need to do some shadow work during this moon. Typically Leo is like super fun, but this moon just has placements that are kinda serious, and so it's like, taking time to I think this moon can bring up some of our dark parts, but it's to help us to integrate them in a way where they're not something that we hide, but it's something that we are proud of, our shadow parts, the parts that we don't want anyone to know about, the parts that we're ashamed of, all of those. How do we become proud of those parts and make them a part of, integrate them into who and what we are and love them and, realize that they are part of our superpower. So I do think it's gonna bring up an opportunity for that. But this full moon is right before we go into the waning moon phase, which is about releasing, purging, and letting go. So take this time to see, is there something that needs to be released and let go of? Some shadow part of you that, the only way we can really work on it is to kind of like let it go, and then we can bring a lesson in from it. I also think that this is a moon that's important for us to take action, and it may make us feel like we're under pressure a little bit to change, but maybe the pressure will create action. So I'm hoping that that's helping or helpful. And also, there's 3 planets in in Capricorn on the day of the full moon, which they're not interacting with the moon, but Capricorn is about success and it's like part of the new beginning energy that we've been talking about. It's about a plan. And I just want to say, I think that this full moon will help us to maybe recognize the importance of following the plan, to have a to-do list, to understand working hard is okay for what we want to get to. Because you got to remember, Leo is a fixed sign. And this is about sticking and staying. So, where do you need to have a plan, have that kind of energy where you can have that kind of Capricorn and Leo enduring energy, stick and stay and see that thing to an end? I want you to call that energy in during this full moon. Now, things to do when Leo is afoot is you definitely want to dress nicely. This is like a model type energy. You want to let's see here. What else do I want to say about Leo? You want to, have fun, do artsy things, maybe work, tap into leadership energy in some kind of way, or read a book, listen to a training about leadership. Again, we want to just work with the energy of Leo. The color of Leo is gold or yellow. So you want to wear colors that are like the sun or Put on clothing that has like the actual literal sun on it. Light candles, light yellow candles. Yeah, use a lot of fire and have fun. Even though it may not be the most fun moon, still there's going to be at some point where you can have fun. Okay, let's see here. Leo moon, this is January. The moon goes into Leo on the 25th and will be there. Wow, that's not a long time. We'll leave there on the 26th. So you have the 25th and the 26th to um to work with this moon, and I just encourage you to go full out because Leo is a moon that has energy, and so we want to tap into this full moon energy or full moon to tap into the Leo energy to help take us into the rest of the year, to be that leader, to have that enduring type of energy, to have courage, to be proud of who and what we are, and to bring in the fun, our intelligence, our gifts and talents, to help us to, remember what it's like to be a child and to see the world with those kinds of eyes. And what was the last thing I want to tell y'all? To be okay with standing out. Oh my gosh, we need to be able to stand out in so many ways. Also, to use this moon to get inspiration, do things that inspire you, listen to things that inspire you. Oh, and also to tap into your natural intelligence. Okay. Use this moon to help you really shore up that Leo energy so that you are able to carry it with you at least for another 6 months. Okay. Okay. So, just really quickly, I'm going to touch on where this is happening for each sign. So, this is happening in the house of fun and romance, sex, dating, children, just all the things that I've talked about. So, for Aries, this full moon is going to be exactly how I just explained it. Okay, wait a minute. One moment. Okay. Yes. So this moon is going to help you to have fun and to be that leader. I think that you're going to stand out in some kind of way, Aries. And yeah, I think this will be a really it could feel challenging, but I do think it'll be a really good moon for you. All right. Okay. Next is going to be Taurus. So for Taurus, this is your fourth house. So the fourth house is it's maybe there's something that's going to be highlighted, some change, some new beginning. Either it's happened or you're going to see it happen, or like you're going to see the beginning of it kind of being revealed for you around home, family, maybe some emotional something with your emotions could be coming through. Also, you would probably feel all the earth signs will probably feel a little bit emotional with this moon. But yeah, definitely, it's maybe even a connection with your ancestors. Maybe you're going to hear from your ancestors, Taurus. So I think this will be a very beneficial new moon for you. Gemini, this moon is going to feel pretty fun for you. I think it can make you, really talkative, artsy, creative. Maybe you want to engage in writing, communicating, hanging out with people, especially friend groups or maybe coworkers, cousins, siblings, something like that. Highlighting topics around all of that. It could highlight something around business as well as short trips. Maybe some of the Geminis are like, hey, I want to go on more short trips or something like that. But definitely use it as a way to kind of like look at how are you doing in your mind, your mindset, your mental health. And maybe you're like, oh, I learned this new thing, or you have a new skill, or you're using your skills and your new knowledge in some kind of way. Okay, next is Cancer. For you, Cancer, this is happening in your second house. So I hope the Cancerians, oh, I forgot to put Gemini up. I'm sorry. This is new, so I'm going to have to just get used to it. So, Cancerians, For you, this is the second house. So I hope that y'all see some new money come in, Cancerians. This is the house that has to do with money, personal finances, something being highlighted around that, as well as how are you taking care of yourself? And maybe some of the introverted, Cancerians can be a little bit introverted. Maybe this will make y'all feel okay with standing out a little bit and shining. Especially, y'all are very caring and nurturing. So maybe you're just going to be like, this is who I am and I'm good with it. And also, it can help you to maybe look at your self care. Next is Leo. Woohoo! Leo, this is happening in your first house. And this is all about you being what you are, Leo. We know you are Leo and we're gonna hear you roar. Leo just gonna do what Leo does. Leo could have a bad day, but on this full moon, Leos are gonna be good. So yeah, Leo, I'm excited for you, but maybe you're gonna see something around your appearance, your health and well-being, or a new direction that your life is taking. Either it's already done it or it's going to, and this moon will reveal something to you about that. Next is Virgo. So this is happening in your 12th house. Again, you're an earth sign. Oh, shoots. I keep forgetting to do this. This is happening in your 12th house. So, all the earth signs are um, gonna maybe feel a little bit emotional. Don't be shocked. But it could be a time where you feel very creative, Virgo, and you want to take some rest and you want to have some fun. You want to kind of kick back. So, if that's how you feel during the full moon, go ahead and go for it. It could be a time where you want to do a lot of spiritual work, connect with your guides and your ancestors. You may feel very intuitive. You may want to do some healing work. I mean, you're very, a natural healer. So this will help you to really tap into maybe doing your own healing work or coming up with some of those beautiful remedies that you come up with, Virgo, for other people. Next is Libra. Okay, let me do that now. Libra, this is happening for you in your 11th house, which is a house that has to do with good fortune, first of all. And it's a house that is about community. So maybe some of the Libras are wanting to be connected to your community. You'll see something about the greater community or a collective that you're a part of, a vibe tribe is highlighted in some kind of way. This is also about progress and goals. And so I think that some of the Libras will see that they've made a lot of progress and have achieved their goals, or you'll see where the progress needs to happen and what are the goals that you want to set moving forward. So it's a house of being gainful. So I think that some of the Libras could also see money coming in. So I hope that that actually happens for you, Libra. um, Making money from your career, so really excited for you about that. And then we have Sagittarius. This is happening in your where did I say this was happening for Libra? No, that was Scorpio. Oh my god. Oh, next is Scorpio. Okay, next is Scorpio. I was like, I'm off. Okay, Scorpio. This is a house that it's something about career that will be standing out for you. Like, what are you known for? I know me as a Scorpio, I feel like I'm retooling what I want to be known for. So it could be you're like, okay, this is it. I know what it is and I'm going for it. Or it's actually happened. It could be some up level regarding your career coming through. Definitely a beautiful moon around career, what you're known for, and just making inroads on that. Also, Scorpio being okay with standing out, since that's what Leo is about. Um, I think that this full moon can help you feel even better about that. Okay, next is Sagittarius. This is happening in your ninth house, which is a house that has to do with good fortune. So I hope that's what happens for you. You see some good fortune come through for you. This house is about spirituality and um uh, having a vision, your goals. So those are things that could be standing out for you with this moon. And it's also about learning on a higher level, mastering something. So some of y'all might be getting like a new degree or certification. And some of you may be like, oh my gosh, this moon helped me to see this is what I want to get. Or maybe you're going to step more into teaching. I'm gonna eventually get used to it. I just have to keep going. It will eventually get used to it, and I mean, you'll wanna teach because you now have mastered something that you might notice that, and, it's about this is another house that is about standing out, so I just say to the Sagittariuses, allow this moon to help you to feel good with standing out, and, also maybe focusing on wisdom and connecting with a teacher or guru, an expert who has been helpful. Next is Capricorn. Capricorn, this is happening in your eighth house. So, again, as a um, earth sign, it could feel a little bit emotional. This moon could be highlighting a change or transformation that you need to make. So, yeah, wait a minute. Eighth house. Okay. Change or transformation. It is also about money, and so it may have you focused on, like, debt or taxes or, inheritance and, applying for grants and fellowships and scholarships, something like that. And it could you could feel actually sexual during this moon and where you want some intimacy, you want some connection, and, yeah, this one will feel it may feel challenging for you. I'm just being 100 Capricorn, because that 8th house is definitely it's a little bit of a challenging house. Okay, next is Aquarius. This is happening in your 7th house, Aquarius, which has to do with relationships. So definitely highlighting something about relationships with other people. But also, I'm just gonna say relationships with anything, any agreements that maybe that have, are they working for you? Are they not working for you? This also does have to do with legal affairs, so it could bring up legal affairs for some of the Aquariuses, balance, harmony, bringing those kinds of topics up in your life. You might kind of be like, "Oh, that's really out of balance. I need to do something about that." So, yeah, maybe there's going to be some secrets revealed around relationships for Aquariuses. Okay. Last but not least is Pisces. Pisces, this is happening in your sixth house. This house has to do with your lifestyle, routines. Maybe you're going to figure out, what routine works best for you. Maybe you're going to see where you don't have routines and you really need to have them. It's about work and like it being efficient, having to-do lists, like being able to see all the fine details. So all of these could be coming up. It's a house of problems, so it could highlight a problem. But just remember, there is a creative solution, and it also could bring up topics around your pets as well as charitable giving. So yeah, this moon is. I think it's going to be beautiful. I want to believe it's going to be beautiful. And so I'm going to do a reading for us now. Okay. So, and I apologize. Well, I'm not apologize, but I have to wear these headsets because I've been having problems with my mic, and I have to be able to hear when it messes up. I made a whole video. You couldn't hear me talk. It was all messed up, and I didn't realize it. Okay, so energy governing us for the full moon in Leo from the mythical, African goddess rising deck. Whew, man. Long Bubby Susie. I tried, y'all. I tried. So this card has to do with shame. So this moon is going to bring up something around shame, but just remember astrology happens for us and not to us. So this is going to help us to, heal up some shame. I told y'all that Pluto in there is what makes me like, I don't know about this moon. So this is from the Temple of the Shadows. Wow. And this is a goddess that's out of Belize. And she's of the Arawak Taino people, or she's related, she may be related to the goddess Atabi. And what she wants you to know is you're beautiful and loved. Every part of you and your journey is beautiful, even the ugliest moments. You have a heart, soul, and breath, and that makes you beautiful. So, what she wants you to do is this: you are secretly scared that you are not enough. Oh my gosh, that is perfect for this moon to ponder and use this moon to kind of do some type of work around that. Shame is lying to you. You are not broken, unlovable, ugly, or unworthy. Shame keeps you small and hiding. Accept yourself now. You are a bright light. Wow. Allow yourself to see who you really are. You're doing the very best you can. You are lovable. You are complete. And the goddess affirmation or declaration is I am protected. I was going to pull another card because that looked kind of hardcore, but I'm going to stick with it because it's what I have been gleaning from this moon ever since I looked at it. So, with that, happy full moon in Leo. Thank you all so much. Again, I hope that you join me in the Aquarius new moon retreat. You will see the details in the description box. I would love to have you join me and the other sisters in that retreat. Also, if you would please like the video, that helps to support the video and to get this out to other women that can use, a little bit of goddess inspiration. So thank you all so, so much. And I will see y'all in the next video. Peace and love.